rolling start keeps the pack of riders together until the flag comes down for the official start. The first order of business for the bold and brave Frenchman Marie was to shake off his traumatic experience and try and chase down the racers up front. Greg LeMond, his helmet cover reminds us that this is a bike race and not a fashion show. Bernard Hinault, usually one for a little happy talk in the early stages of a race, looks a little nervous. Maybe it's the fat pack of 210 riders on the narrow roads of this Parisian suburb. And on a day that had already brought enough surprises, Canadian Alex Stieda came up with one more. Stieda, riding on the American 711 team, took off on a one-man breakaway, and no one followed.
So, with the Tour de France less than an hour old and with scant regard for the 38 miles that still lie ahead, Alex Stieda of Canada heads off into the unknown. A touch of Tour fever, it's a common enough disease in France in July, but who cares about why? It's riders like Stieda who have made this race great. The truth is, the first American team to ride are anxious to prove they're not just food for others to build their own reputation. Stieda wants Marie's yellow jersey, and with it a piece of Tour history. No Canadian has ever worn the maillot jaune, but these riders have seen adventurers before.
What's in the mind of Alex Stieda as he leads this 53-mile road race, far and away the shortest in the entire Tour de France? His first tour already put him in uncharted territory, and now a sign on a motorcycle tells him that at 1 minute 47 seconds ahead, he is technically in the yellow leader's jersey, and no North American rider has ever worn it.
Alex Stieda is now a man with a mission. The determined 25-year-old who used to be one of Canada's greatest track pursuit riders was now pursuing the greatest goal of his life, the maillot jaune in the Tour de France. And even with a lead of almost 2 minutes, he knows enough not to allow himself the luxury of thinking what might be. Behind, 5 riders from different teams combine against Stieda, and his lead begins to tumble. The chase is inspired by Phil Anderson in blue, the Australian who was 5th a year ago. Stieda's team car tells him to get up, all is not lost yet, but maintaining 30 miles an hour is beginning to tell, and the vision of a yellow jersey today might just be an illusion after all. The people of Paris are being treated to a strange happening. A Canadian being chased by an Australian, a Dutchman, a Frenchman, and 2 Belgians. Phil Anderson, called the Kangaroo by the French, was here to prove he might again be a challenger for this Tour de France. He spent most of the season injured. This unexpected freedom from the pack inspires the chase. There's still light at the end of the tunnel because today along the route there are catch sprints. Places where the first rider wins a bonus of 12 seconds. Now his long attack makes sense. 12 seconds down overnight, Stieda's already won 1. That makes him even. So the chasers eat into the Canadian's lead. Stieda knows if he can win just 1 more sprint, even if they catch him, he still could win the yellow jersey. The catch sprint banner stretching across the road is no mirage, and Stieda races for it. I wonder if even the knowledgeable French understand what they are witnessing. Another 12 seconds in the bag, and if he's caught now, this is time he cannot lose. Alex Stieda is now poised to take the yellow jersey in the Tour de France. The American team is doing the impossible. Behind, the chasing pack of 204 riders begin at last to bare their teeth. Time is running out for Thierry Marie, who began in yellow this morning. Now there's a new name for the French to pronounce. They say Stieda. But hopes of a first Canadian stage victory take a setback when the 5 chasers led by Paul Deshaw from Belgium catch up. The man at the back, Phil Anderson, another member of the Commonwealth, has been responsible for the capture of the Canadian. And with the main field still behind by 30 seconds, all is not yet lost. Anderson's gesture here is friendly. Stieda has earned respect. No more will the field in the Tour de France see the American team as a novelty. Not when one of them has earned the yellow jersey of leadership.
At the line, 3 of Stieda's pursuers finished before him. And although the Canadian was denied a win in the day's race, finishing 5th, he had done something far more damaging. Stieda had completed a good day's work while out on his breakaway ahead of the pack. Being first through all those sprints earned him valuable time bonuses. And as the rest of the pack crossed the line pretty much together, Stieda became the man of the hour. And it's clear by this picture that Stieda was not yet aware of what he had done. The Canadian was now leading the Tour de France.